אורלה, פרק ב' משנה י'. קצר ולעניין, אוקיי. תבלין, spices. Now we're going to deal with spices. Hainu. So we already discussed this. There's a difference between fermentation and spiciness.
Right.
Fermentation is a real chemical reaction. Spicing is a less of a chemical reaction. I don't exactly know what it is, but it's less.
Yeah, it's something
it
that
infuses.
Stick on it. Get stuck on it.
Yeah,
it's like riding.
Yeah,
or
it's true that it goes into it also, but it's not the same way as it doesn't make a new thing. Yeah. It's a combination of two things.
It's on the outside,
yeah.
I think.
It can also go inside. You know, when you put spices on a chicken, even on a potato, it's not just on the shell, it goes...
Cook it with pilpel harim.
Yeah, exactly, the whole thing has spices. תבלין. היינו כל מה שנותנים בתבלין לתיקון טעמו וריחו. Here's a definition of a spice. A spice has two things. It either fixes the taste or fixes the smell, which is almost the same thing. שניים ושלושה שמות. 2 or 3 names. I think we discussed this a little bit, but now we're going to discuss it even more. So it's going to say, כל שניים ושלושה איסורים, של שניים ושלושה איסורים, of 2 or 3 prohibitions. For example, you have, he's going to give the examples. היינו שמות של איסורים. Names means of prohibitions, for example. כגון תרומה ושל אורלה ושל כלי הכרם. You have, let's say, onion. One onion is of truma, one onion is of orla, one onion is kili kerem, and they all fall into a soup. Now, each one on their own cannot give taste. The orla on its own, the onion is only enough to give taste, the kili kerem on its own.
The 3 together.
But now the question is, are we going to put them together because they're different things, or we're not going to put them together?
Why they're different? They're the same. They're onions.
They're onions, but there's different prohibitions.
Oh.
One is orla and one is keli kerem. They're all prohibited, but for different rules. For different rules. Yeah. ממין אחד, from one כגון פלפלים, for example, let's take peppers, שאיסוריהם חלוקים. That there are 3 names. 3 names, it means one pepper is orla, one pepper is keli kerem, one pepper is truma. כמו שדיברנו. Or, either that, או משלושה מינים, or from the same kind. For example, you've got, all of them are orla, and they all fall in, but one of them, not all of them, one of them is pepper, one of them is onion, and one of them is vinegar. Yeah. ושם אחד, and they've got the same issue. שם אחד means the same thing, they're all orla. כגון של orla, for example of orla, אסור. So I don't care, in other words, I combine all the prohibitions, the different prohibitions and the different ingredients. If the different ingredients, I don't care, I always combine them. Didn't we learn that we sometimes...
אבל זה ממין, אותו מין.
Not the same mean. It can't be. It's not the same mean.
No.
Pepper and onions and chometz are not, if they get mixed in the soup, they're not the same mean. Yeah. So whichever combination, I don't care if it's the same prohibition or the...
Yeah, but the prohibition is the same. The thing that fell down is different.
Yeah. It can be both. In both cases.
Either or.
That's what I'm always going to combine them. I don't care what. Okay. If it's the same kind, of the same kind, I'm going to combine them. ומצטרפים. של האסור, אם נפלו לתבשיל של היתר, if they all fell into a permissible cooked thing, התבשיל אסור. This cooked food is prohibited. ומצטרפים, and we combine them all together. כלומר שאף על פי שכל אחד מהם אין בו כדי לטבל, even though each one on its own cannot spice things up, מצטרפים הם זה עם זה לאסור את התבשיל בנותן טעם. They come together this one with this one, as long as they give taste, they're going to prohibit the בישול. ויש מפרשים, there are those who says, אסור בנותן טעם אם נפלו לקדרה, they're prohibited if they gave taste, if they fell into the cooked food, ומצטרפים לאסור בתערובת יבש בלי נתינת טעם. And they're also combined together. If it doesn't give a taste, as long as they have all three of them, 1 in 100. That's when it comes to tavlinim. Okay. Rabbi Shimon Omer, Rabbi Shimon disagrees. Rabbi Shimon says, 2 ו3 שמות ממין אחד, 2 or 3 names from one kind, which means, let's say, a pepper of Orla, a pepper of Truma that fell in, yeah? Or שני מין אחד. Yeah. A pepper, both of them are peppers. Pepper of Orla and pepper of Truma.
Pepper is the mean.
Yeah. כמו שביארנו לעיל, או 2 מינים משם אחד, or an onion and a garlic of Orla, כגון פלפל ובצל, ושניהם של Orla, או both them are Orla, כלומר בין שחלוקות בשמות ובין שחלוקות הם במין, it says that if they're different in names or they're different in kinds, אינן מצטרפים. I don't combine them together. You need each one on his own. לעשות את התבשיל, ואין הלכה כרבי שמעון. But the law is not like Rabbi Shimon. We say that they come together. I think that when we talked about the fermentation, the sourdough, we didn't put them together.
No.
When we were learning, and that much fermentation.
No, it was one case that you put them together. They did.
But it says if it doesn't, if one doesn't have enough on his own, we don't count him. But with spices, it looks like it's a different rule. We do count. So you see, even that is not enough. It depends on the chemical reaction. If it's the one who's the cause of a chemical reaction, then it needs to have enough to ferment. Over here, I don't care if it's a chemical reaction or not. If it gives taste. Yeah, gamarnu. So it's different ruling. So so you see, the rabbis also have to be chefs. They have to know.
To take salt that it's not that, ושם. אתה טועם, זה כבר מלוח. נתן לך טעם, give you a taste. That's it, no?
Yeah.
אפילו a little bit.
Salt can't be a problem though, but everything else, yeah.
פלפל.
Yeah, exactly.
פלפל שחור.
פלפל שחור. It's enough to get פלפל שחור that was Orla, או כלי הכרם. Done the whole thing. יש מפרשים, there are those this time, 2 או 3 שמות ממין אחד, 2 or 3 names from one kind, כגון פלפל ארוך, או פלפל לבן, או פלפל שחור. Something, it means 2 or 3 names. The people, different kinds, okay. רמב"ם, this is the רמב"ם, וכן כותב הרמב"ם בחיבורו 3 שמות ממין אחד, כגון כרפס של נהרות, וכרפס של אפר, וכרפס של גינה. They don't learn it like the Tanakama. The Tanakama says completely different types. He says, no, they're the same type.
ממין אחד.
Yeah. אבל רבינו תם, מקשה על פירוש זה, he agrees with us, וכן הרייבד משיג בזה על הרמב"ם, and the Ravid disagrees with the Rambam, והם מפרשים שמות, במובן שמות של איסורים. They learn names. Names means אורלה, כלי הכרם, and this.
למה זה אומר ממין אחד? It says ממין אחד, from the same kind.
Because it's the same, בצל. בצל כזה, בצל כזה, בצל כזה. There's 3 kinds of בצל. There's בצל, or the מין אחד can also, it depends on who's learning it. Sometimes say ממין אחד means מאורלה, או מכלי הכרם, או מזהו. It depends how you learn it, according to the Rambam, according to us. There's 2 ways to learn min echad. Some learn min echad, it means the
same kind of the food.
Or some means it means the same
kind of the orla.
That's right. The same prohibition. וכן מוצאים שלא השם המביא לידי מכות, שלא השם המביאו לידי מכות, מביאו לידי תשלומים. So when they use name, yeah, it means it's not the name that brings him to get lashes, brings him to pay. It means it's not the same prohibition that we're going to give him lashes. Not because of that he needs to pay. He needs to pay for a different reason. for a different reason. So the word Shem means what? Prohibition. Not like the Rambam learns that the word Shem means
The same species.
the same species, that's right. וכן אינו מן השם. And also in another place, it's not from the name, ואומנם כך מבארים רוב מפרשי המשנה. So we're going to learn like the way we learned it, it's easier to learn it. Okay, that was Mishnah Yud.